The rest of the trip home is uneventful, but one thing is clear. Someone's hunting you. This ambush was no chance gang warfare, but an organized attempt on your life. If Green Winters was right, then whoever killed him is now after you. The PDA that you retrieve from your attackers may hold some answers. It's time to return to your safe house and consult Paul Amsel. He's the one trying to get us killed. No. Alright, continue. And when I say continue, definitely time to open an energy drink. Also, hey Garrick, what's up? Oh. Where? There we are. Oh yeah, we did the job for Samuel. Hello again, my friend. What can I do for you? I have uncovered what Humanus is up to. You'll find the details on this datapad. Brenbauer eyes the plans on the datapad, then nods grimly. This fits with Humanus's established pattern of behavior. Horrific and vile. According to this datapad, Humanus compounds all over Berlin have received similar shipments. They're planning to deploy the gas tomorrow morning. He exhales sharply, then nods again. I have a feeling that the Flux State will have a thing or two to say about that. Stull has overstepped his bounds. His hubris will be his undoing. Actually, I was his undoing. Yeah, oh yeah, because we punched him to death. I'm just going to adjust the mic one sec, guys. That is excellent news. I'm not ashamed to say that I wished the man dead. He deserved whatever you did to him. I punched him. Real good. And now I'm going to see what it is the rest of his twisted organization suffers the same way he did. You mark my words. Within the next few hours, the Humanus Holy Club is going to take a hammering that we need, or that will make the Night of Rage look like a peace rally. I owe you a great deal, Orker Slave. We all do. We will wire your payment to the account number that Amsel provided. Pleasure doing business with you. Give me my money. Notify Samuel. Good. Into the safe house. I don't give a shit about Blitz because you're dumb. I mean, probably not, but I don't want to deal with it. Oh yeah, we did have the DVDs to watch to figure out more things. So we had... Oh, we have 2 more DVDs. Do we want to make this story time? This might be a story time moment. Alright, buckle up. I'm going to take a definite drink of this tasty beverage, and then we're going to get some story time going. Also, Garrick, I need a game to play while I wait for Classic. I mean, that's kind of why I'm having fun with some CRPGs. Alright. Although Steam Summer Sale's on, you can pick up one of these titles, or many like it. Or do what I did and also get, like, Dark Souls 1 Remake and Dark Souls 2 Skull of the Person. Alright, let's load the second DVD. The software of the spinning DVD is punctuated by an occasional rattling sound. The scratched LED screen comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. Track 1. The screen goes black. Then Green Winters appears on the screen. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-1111. Alright, so he's still alive. Well, he's super dead. Alright, as I said in my last recording, I've been having trouble finding hard facts on Feuerschwinge, so I thought I'd open up things a bit. Let's see what the rumor mill has to say. The screen jumps and Winters reappears in a different location. He's now clutching a mug of Soykaf in both hands, and there are bags under his eyes. Well, that was enlightening. Assuming any was true, that is. So, for the past 5 hours, I've been poking around some of the crazier fringe theories related to dragons and the SOX. As a reminder, the SOX is an irradiated wasteland between France and Germany. It got zoned off back in 2008 after Katnam-Gau reactor melted down. Anyway, there are all kinds of theories, or all kinds of rumors floating around about the place. I've heard stories about a walled city in there that operates on a survival of the fittest, kill or be killed basis. Sort of like a Nightmare version of Berlin. all of the anarchy, but none of the stability that the F-state provides. The radiation poisoning, cancer, and the mana pollution are just the icing on the cake. So, when Adrian helped the Luftwaffe shoot Feuerschwinge down, she crashed into the SOX. That much is well known. What isn't well known are all of the modern day myths that have arisen about her since. And tonight, I've heard an earful. I've chatted up a girl who claimed to be a ghost rat. That's a smuggler that operates in the SOX. She told me about a dragon cult called the Disciplines of the Cleansing Fire. Apparently, these cultists worship some sort of radioactive ghost dragon. Could be Feuerschwinge, or could be nothing. But it's worth digging into all the same. Another thing that my little ghost rat told me, the popular rumor in the SOX is that Feuerschwinge's astral form was, I guess you'd say, mutated by all of that background radiation. Some of the glowpunks out there say that she's shed her body like an old coat. Others say she's trapped, doomed to languish as an intangible radioactive ghost. I don't know how much credit or credence to give any of this. After all, I don't have any proof that my ghost rat is even a ghost rat. She might be, but then she could also be a run-of-the-mill glowpunk. Or maybe she's just yanking my chain, and she's never been to the SOX at all. Who knows? Well, it's food for thought anyway. I don't know whether she thought some radioactive dragon ghost thing is any scarier than a genuine dragon is, but it's interesting, all the same. Now the big question is, will any of this get me any closer to finding Adrian? So for those of you that are just watching this for the first time or joining the stream, Feuerschwinge or Firewing is the dragon, hence the title Dragonfall, who was downed years past. Adrian is Greenwinter's, who is dead, brother, who was researching Feuerschwinge. Or Adrian was the one that downed her? Shit, it's been a while. Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, but you can never tell, or never can tell. Play track dose. Screen goes black. So is the next day. Alright, let's continue thinking outside the box. After the Dragonfall, the Great Dragon Keltenstein, I'm gonna, fuck all the words, came flying into the SOX to rescue the Firewing. But he was driven off, some say killed, by Lofweir and Nebelherr. So, what if there's another dragon involved in all of this? Winters grabs a thick, leather-bound tome from a shelf behind him, licks a finger, and begins to leaf through it. Alright, so let's run down the list of major dragons that could be helping her. First, there's the Golden Worm, Lofweir, the CEO of Sederkrupp, and quite possibly the single most dangerous being on Earth. Lofweir's a local boy, so he'd be in a position to help Feuerschwinge. He certainly has the financial capability to help her. He could send a small army into the SOX if he wanted to. So he's definitely got the means, but I can't see how he'd have the motive. He actively prevented the Firewing's rescue back in 2012 after all. Same thing's true for Nebelherr. So let's scratch the both of them off the list. He flips a page, frowning. We've got Aden, the Great Sirosh. He's operating out of Turkey. By all accounts, he's not a fan of Lofweir. They're actively competing for territory in the Middle East. So I suppose that could be considered motive. Reviving the Firewing might cause problems for the Golden Worm. But would he risk a war with Sederkrupp by straying into Lofweir's territory? Again, I don't think it's likely. There's another page. There's Seladir out of Wales. He's pretty heavily invested in Transis Neurotin, so he's got the money, but he's too busy dealing with the BTL killer scandal that Transis is going through out in London to get his claws dirty in the SOX. Flip. Dunkelzahn out of UCAS. No, that's a waste of time. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am the Firewing is acting alone. Dragons don't cooperate unless they absolutely have to. After all, why bother making nice with your equals when you've got an entire planet full of pawns at your disposal? They don't need to work together. They have us to exploit. Alright, track 3. While this track does load, it's clearly corrupted. The screen fills with meaningless stream of text. Can we actually make anything out of this? I don't see anything. I'm not going to stare at it forever. Track 4. File is partially garbled. You can recognize a few words here and there, but they're intersected amidst a solid block of corrupted text. Vauclair. Still my big. Still searching for Firewing. Swear to... Okay, so it's Green Winter's swearing to find him. Track 5. Files corrupted. Screen fills with meaningless sorting. Okay. So nothing. Track 6. Screen goes black, and the same digital chime that you've heard the Dragonfall DVD play again. Crackle of static fills the air, followed by that same, now familiar, electronic whine. A few moments later, the display goes live. Adrian Vauclair. Vauclair looks haggard. His eyes are heavily bagged and bloodshot, and his hair is mussed. He holds a cigarette in an unsteady hand. Hermie, it's me. I can't sleep. I don't know where you are. Out having fun, no doubt. Maybe flirting with one of those unattainable beauties that you're always chasing. He tries to smile, but it quickly disappears. He takes a drag on his cigarette. That's good. I want you to live a pleasant, normal life. After all, one of us should. I can still smell the smoke, Hermie. It's almost a year later, and I can still taste the stench of burning corpses. When I sleep, I can hear the sirens and the screams. There's no sound in this world as horrible as a burn victim's screams. The doctors would call this PTSD, I'm sure. They'd have me in therapy, maybe dose me up on some SSRIs. They like they do our veteran soldiers. Quite a story for the tabloids. The Great Dragon Slayer, Adrian Vauclair, mentally incapable of wrestling with his own demons. He shakes his head. No therapy for me, and certainly no medication. I have a reputation to live up to, however poorly deserved it is, and however little I want it. The dragon is still alive, Hermie. Of that, I'm certain. One day, I will find her, and then perhaps I'll be able to sleep through the night. Display goes black, background fades away. So we have one more DVD. And since we're doing a little bit of story time, why the hell not? I'm assuming Amazon's going to tell us that this one exists, since he told us before we went for our last mission that this one, the second one, was here. Alright, let's start the first track. Display goes blank for a moment, and the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. So this is 10 years and a couple months before the previous one, so he shouldn't look all crazy. Okay, we're good. I was thinking about Adrian today. Not as he was when he disappeared. Not as the fabled Dragon Slayer, or the big-time CEO of Deal Defense. I was thinking about when we were kids. Well, I was more of a kid than he was, of course. He's 15 years older than me. In a way, he was more like a parent than a brother. So I was thinking about this time when we were on holiday. Our parents took us out to the island of Pole to enjoy the beach. I must have been about 5 years old. Adrian was 20. It'd be his last family vacation with us. A year later, he'd begin his meteoric rise to fame and fortune. But on this trip, he was my brother. When I fell out of the little paddle boat that our parents rented and started sinking fast into the Baltic, he was the one who dove in and rescued me. You saved my life that day, Adrian. I'll love you forever for that. And I will find you. I owe you that much. Track 2. A couple years after that one. I found an old news article that mentions Adrian, from way back in 2036. It was printed in a financial magazine called Das Finan... Why Why did I choose the one that had to be, like, super Germanic? One of those chic print-based mags that they produced for the retro crowd. There aren't any clues in here, but it's good to see someone else acknowledging his existence. Clicks off the screen, and the image of Winters disappears. It's replaced by a digital scan of a newspaper magazine. SK stock suffers in post-buyout brain drain, November 12th, 2039. In the aftermath of the Dragon Lawfwere's hostile takeover of Seder Krupp, no hell SKI is what a continuing brain drain of high-level executives is causing ongoing worry about among company shareholders. The company's stock took a major hit when Lawfwere disposed former CEO Wilhelmia Graf Benoy last August. 3 months later, long-held power positions within the SKI empire continue to empty as the Dragon consolidates his power base. The most recent casualties of Lawfwere's takeover include Alexandria Kobayashi, former CEO, Matthaus Donner, former treasurer, and Werner Harding, former CEO. Oh, so he took one from each of the places. Harding stepped into the role to replace Dr. Adrian Vauclair, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances 2 years ago. Green Winter's face winks back onto screen. So there you have it. That's what they had to say about Adrian a mere 2 years after his disappearance. My brother, the footnote. Track 3. While the track does load, it's clearly corrupted. Meaningless streams of text. I'm not going to try and figure that one out. Track 4. Nope. And track 5. A rattling sound fills the air as the disc grinds on its tray. A few seconds later, the screen fills with text. From the desk of Werner Harding. Dr. Vauclair. A couple of years earlier than that. It is my sad duty to inform you that, by unanimous vote of the Officestrat, your position as CEO of Dal Defense will be terminated at the end of this calendar month. Your continued misallocation of company funds to pursue personal agendas cannot and will not be tolerated any longer. The supervisory board is not unsympathetic to your mental state. The trauma that you endured during your pursuit of the Dragon Feuerschwinge must have been enormous. But your continuing obsession with the dragon, the dead dragon, I might add, has proven a negative influence on this company, and an unjustified drain on company resources. The board wishes you all the best in your future endeavors. We have prepared a generous severance package to assist you in this time of transition. If there's any more that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Let's power that down and step away. And talk to Paul Amsel. Amsel calls over his shoulder at the sound of your approach. His eyes are glued to his computer display. Orcish slave. Frau Müller should be on her way, but before you go to this meeting site, I have news. He glances at you, and his words trail off. Upon seeing the expression on your face, Amsel's voice becomes grave. It can wait. Tell me what happened. Bad news. Somebody is hunting. Yeah, let's just say somebody's hunting us. Truth be told, I've been expecting that something like this might happen. I'm just glad that you made it out alive. Give him the PDA. Takes the PDA from your hand to examine it. Yes, yes. I should be able to extract some information from this. Give me a moment. He plugs the PDA into his computer and goes to work. A few minutes later, he lets out a grunt of dismay. Well, Orcish slave, I was able to recover a file, but unfortunately, that's all I'll ever be able to pull off of this thing. All of anyone will, truth be told. It must have been running some kind of counter-intrusion software. Counter-intrusion, sorry. The instant I gained access, it bricked itself. What did you manage to pull off of it? A comm file. The audio is all here, but it looks like we've only got video from one side of the conversation. Let's see what we have. He opens the file, and a nightmarishly familiar face appears on the screen. I'm gonna assume it's the super sketchy orc. Yeah. Adren. Bachmir. The voice bleats out from Amsel's speakers. filling the room. Aldrin here. What's your status? Bachmanner's image is garbled, but his voice sounds young and eager. Target acquired, sir. You were right. We spotted him on the U-Bahn, just like you said. Probably on his way to a job. As per your instructions, we're going to try and take him out on his way back. He'll be more vulnerable that way. Hopefully injured, and low on ammo too. But only time will tell. Good man. Proceed as instructed. Will do. Kosman is rigging up an ambush spot now. We'll try and make it quick. The orc with a nightmare face nods. That is... I love the artwork in this game. Like, super normal eye, and then just like, nope, hard pass. And also the furry ears. Send me a comm when this job is done. Audrin out. Image on the computer screen dies. Amsel turns to face you. Well, our scarred friend makes an appearance. Orcish slave. I suspect that Green Winter's predictions are all coming true. I believe that Feuerschwinge is behind all of this. Be on your guard, you and the rest of your team. You made it through this attack relatively unscathed. But next time, you might not be so lucky. I have the power of fist. Just like, punch. I will win. I'm good. At least now we have a name to put the face. We'll be fine. Yeah, we have a name. That's not all we have. As I was saying, when you first walked in, I have been productive as well. I was able to uncover some new evidence in your absence. And coincidentally enough, that evidence pertains to that scarred friend. You might recall that I said I'd dig into Audrin's skin grafts. Well, I did, and that search has finally borne fruit. One of my contacts outside of Berlin's handles the paperwork for private hospitals all across Germany. It's a dull, boring job, but it does have its perks. As it turns out, our scarred friend's skin grafts were performed at a legitimate hospital after all. And we don't have anything in biotech, so we don't know. We know read good. We just make punch and occasional heals. What's the takeaway? The charts are light on identifying information. Our friend's name is listed as Max Musterman, the local equivalent of a John Doe, but they do cover his injuries in great detail. Audrin's injuries were extensive. He had 2 broken ribs and a shattered pelvis from all that snoo-snoo. And he had sustained 3rd-degree burns over 60% of his body. Most damningly of all, he had suffered from acute radiation poisoning. His body had absorbed over 5,000 of ionizing radiation, a lethal dose without treatment. The information dries up at this point. We know that he was treated and discharged, but what happened afterward remains a mystery. Your thoughts? Hold nothing back. I'd like to hear everything that comes to mind. Might have spent some time in the SOX. That radiation poisoning didn't happen on his own. Burns sound like Dragonfire. Why would he be working for her now? Hospital couldn't ID Adrian or Audrin. Adrian. Sorry, that's just stuck in my brain. Rocky reference. Either somebody covered his tracks for him, or he was living off the grid. I'm just gonna say he was probably in the SOX. Agreed. 5,000 millisieverts is a lot of exposure. Short basking in the glow of an unshielding reactor. I don't know how he'd have absorbed that much ionizing radiation without spending time in the SOX. Alright, so Audrin was heavily irradiated, most likely from the time spent in the SOX. What else does this tell you? Burns sound like Dragonfire. Don't think they're looking for the firing. I think that he's serving her. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. He's in that cult, I'd assume. The dragon something cleansing. Oh. It's literally, I'm trying to remember, and the Disciples of Cleansing Fire is right in front of me. I believe that Audrin belongs to this cult. Well, that's bad news. Nothing more dangerous than a zealot. My thoughts exactly. A hireling can sometimes be bribed or reasoned with. A pawn can be liberated. But if the Firewing soldiers look upon her as a goddess figure, nothing short of killing her will deter them, and even that might not stop them. So, it is possible that Audrin is a dragon cultist. This seems to fit with much of the other information that we've uncovered. Did any other red flags jump out at you? You're actually going to make me click everything. Alright. If Audrin was a denizen of the SOX, a glowpunk, his lack of identifying information would make sense. It's a working theory at any rate. So, to sum up, Audrin has probably spent time in the SOX. It's possible that he even lived there as a member of Feuerschwinge's dragon cult. And he's after you. Aw, snap. In my mind, all of this reinforces one fact. We need to find Beauclair, and we need to do it fast. Yep, agreed. Good. And that's all the more reason to gather Alice's fees as quick as possible. It's a buzzing sound from his wrist. He lifts it to look at his PA. As luck would have it, Frau Müller has arrived. Best of luck at the meeting, Orcish Slave. Remember, this is urgent. We need that money. Alright, on it. Where is she? She over here? Bueller? Bueller? Oh, we do have a level up for our party. Do we want a flashbang? Let's take an extra... I don't tend to use grenades, so like I'll just take a slightly better grenade. Anybody else got a level up? Ooh, we do. So we got a fire elemental or an earth elemental. Amusingly enough, because of an RPG that I'm currently in, we don't have a firebender. So we're gonna take a fire attunement. Which brings back down characters with 50 HP. Okay. Carries a premium med kit. Replaces... So that one just... you know what? Let's take the upgraded med kit for now. I don't think we can go back and get it, but we've been pretty good about not getting downed. Let's just take some upgraded healing. Accuracy increased by health for 5%. Submachine gun now pieces. Ooh. I mean, I don't use blitz, so I don't know why I'm worried, but whatever. Okay, cancel that. Where the shite is... What's her face? Is she down here? Maybe here? Is she in the side room? In a bedroom? Nope. Okay. I don't know where she's hidden, but she's gonna be somewhere. So let's go find her. Maybe she's at... Oh, right. We said we'd meet in the park. I'm like, why would I meet her here? That makes more sense. So she should be up in the park over here. Just making sure. Dun 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 dun. Am I crazy? That's a person. The person I said it would be? Am I really dumb? Oh no, there's literally a marker on the map saying to go this way. I promise I'm smart and I can pay attention to what I'm doing. Oh no. Instead of meeting the coffee shop. There were like 3 options. I forgot all of them. Frau Müller. Let us talk to her. As you press your way forward through the cozy, smoke-filled confines of Café Sive, you catch sight of Frau Müller. She appears as Amsel described her, an impressive-looking woman of Altsaner descent, with coffee-colored skin and dark, wavy hair. That doesn't look... I mean, like, watered-down coffee? Maybe, like, lots of milk? Coffee with a cream? Everything about her screams corporate executive, from her expensive-looking suit to her tastefully understated makeup. She's obviously nervous, but she's hiding it well. She locks eyes with you and hesitates only slightly before speaking. Orcish Slave, I presume? Herr Amsel told me that I could meet you here. He wasn't lying. He said you had a job for me. She holds her silence for a moment, then nods. Yes. Yes, I do. In truth, I'm in desperate need of your help. Then tell me what you need from Müller. An assumed name, obviously. But I have been told that that is how you people do business. She straightens in her seat and tries on a smile. It hangs there for a second, then fades away. She sighs. From my accent, you've no doubt inferred that I'm an Altslaner. Altslaner, sorry. Why? Further, you may have guessed who I work for. I'm afraid that I haven't. Care to fill me in? She's probably not. Oh. Okay. Atlantean-based corporation operating in Germany. I've been with the company for over a decade. Over the course of my employment, I've worked on a great many projects. From the innocuous to the obscene, my hands have touched it all. Ooh, touched on all things. Never once did I question the wisdom of our research. Never once did I consider blowing the whistle on my employers. I kept my nose down, worked hard, and excelled at the tasks set before me. They must love you there. No more than any other employee, but my commitment and work ethic were recognized, and I ascended the corporate ladder fairly quickly, which brings me to where I am today. Last month, I was transferred here from my home in Tenno. They told me that an employee of my caliber was needed in Berlin, and that I would be working on a project with wide-reaching applications. The only other detail I was given was the name of the project. Bloodline. Catchy. She looks you in the eye, and for the first time, you can see the cracks in her composure. She's doing a good job of hiding it, but deep down, this woman is terrified. I've seen many terrible things in my life, Orcish Slave. In Tenno, blood magic is commonplace. Take a moment to imagine what that means. In the underground markets, people are bought and sold as chattel. Street children are rounded up and bled like lambs. I witnessed all of these things by the age of 12. She takes a deep breath, then lets it out slowly. Seen such things. It changes you, makes you numb. But what I found when I arrived here was worse. This project, it horrifies me, Orcish Slave, and it must be stopped. Alright, tell me what I need to know. The less you know, the better, for both of us. You'll just have to trust me on that. I mean, trust, or just if the money's good, because we need it badly. You need only know that this is evil, and that it's not a world, and that's not a word I use lightly. Alright, if you won't tell me what bloodline is, how do you expect me to stop it? Evil is a childish term. No such good thing as black, or good and evil, black and white. Side note, Black and White, awesome game. I haven't played that in forever. You know what? I'm just gonna blindly do a job. I want you to bring the building down. The computers, the research data, the mages and scientists that are working to bring about this abomination. I want all of them burned to ash and buried in rubble. No compromises, and no exceptions. Her tone softens. I'm sure that you have unanswered questions. I'm not in the habit of dealing with Shadowrunners. In truth, I've spent the majority of my career living in fear of you people. But I do know that you're the only ones who can get this done. Just murder a whole building with stuff. So tell me, Orcish Slave, is there anything more that you need to hear from me? Or are you ready to make a decision? What about any innocent people in this? Let's check the innocents first. None of them are innocent. But if you need to salve your conscience, rest assured that at the hour of your approach, the only personnel authorized to be on site will be security and senior members of the research team. And I assure you, neither are innocent in this matter. If the Bloodline project reaches completion, nobody will be safe ever again. It's taught compensation. 36,000 yuan. As I told your Herr Amsel. That is what I've allocated for this job. Fair. Alright, I'll take the job. I need the money. Fucking Garrick's just like, F the innocent people. Kill them all. We're not gonna kill the innocents. We're just gonna beat up all the bad guys, blow a building up, and full-on Hulk punch everything. In that case, it's a deal. I can't tell you how relieved I am, Orcish Slave. Thank you for helping me bring this nightmare to an end. I will iron out the remaining details with your Herr Amsel. He'll want to talk this over with you anyways, I'm sure. You're a good man. You are saving more lives than you know. Alright. Bye, nice lady. Let's walk away from you, crazy lady. We have some cash monies. Do we have the oh, let's get in here, but let's check our spell slots first. Oh, we do have what I'm thinking is gonna be, let's put some points there. And yeah. Just a bunch more strength. Job done. Is what's his face in here still? Yeah, Eldranorn. If you're selling a bind, give me your goods. Chi casting. I have not gotten paid. So I have nothing. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I don't have money. Let's exit that. I got nothing. We're literally just gonna start hooking, as Vandal said. But I mean, we're like big old orc. Look at that. This is the face only a mother could love. And even then, actually, you know what? It's not that bad. But we're very punchy. Both in personality and action. Let's go talk to Pal Amsel. Okay. There's another thing. Oh, it's the job thing. Alright, let's do one job at a time. Let's go talk to Paul, work out the details. Welcome back. How did the meeting with Frau Müller go? I accepted the job. Any ideas on how to tackle this? Yes, a few. Frau Müller has provided us with detailed information on the facility. I vetted the information, and it seems to hold up. Based on this intel, I have formulated what I believe will be an effective strategy to bring down the building. According to Müller's intel, the facility is extraordinarily well guarded. I mean, it's super well funded, so makes sense. Whatever this bloodline project is, the Azis have spared no expense to defend it. The facility is patrolled by Aztechnology's internal security personnel. For their own, they would pose a challenge, or on their own, they would pose a challenge. But I don't doubt that you could brute force your way through them, like punch. Just punch it. Unfortunately, they will not be on their own. Aztechnology has purchased one of Knight Errant's more expensive security contracts as an additional line of defense. So kicking down the door is out. I should say so. I mean, I could do it, but it's probably not the best thing. I've pulled some strings with an old contact of mine. He's provided me with the address of a small software developer, OTK International. They write the firmware update for Knight Errant's comm systems, and their defenses should be considerably weaker than Aztechnology's. My contact has informed me that OTK stores an off-site hard copy of every firmware update it develops for data security purposes. My suggestion is this. You hit the offices of OTK International and reduce their computers to slag. In the interim, I will have the hard copy of their next update replaced with a compromised version. When OTK's next update goes live, our compromised version will be pushed out to Knight Errant. When you hit the Aztechnology facility, I'll be able to track Knight Errant via their comm links. This should make the run much more manageable. He fishes in his pocket for something. A moment later, he produces a corporate ID with your face on it. Oh, do you really want my face on things? This will get you through the front door of the office office park that contains OTK International. My contact was only able to provide me with the one card, so you'll need to let the rest of your team in through a side door. Okay, sounds like a plan. I'm good with that. Just take the U-Bahn when you're ready. Let's do it. Let's go punch all the people. Especially all the nerds in a security place. Or OTK International. Punch, punch, punch. Damn software nerds. And hopefully we don't get jumped on a train again. Who do we got? Assemble the team. Avengers, assemble. Iger. Like, Iger's sniper rifle's good, but I feel like she's also kind of sucking it hard sometimes. Let's do it.